You know what? I have one thing to say before I end the stream. Okay, one thing to say. I saw some thread, okay? Small OC minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I want to do just something. Some people were mad because some other people were getting hate, okay? Because of some of the things that has been going on with some of the casino heist, okay? And I want to clear something up before I go off stream, okay? It's a rare OOC take, okay? People are saying it's role play. I think Penn said something like, "Oh guys, criminals want like a consistency, like just like rob bank, negotiations, escape." People are like, "Yeah, dude, like it's role play a lot," and I agree 100%. Okay, I agree on this for 100%. The problem that I have is when some things only line up to our things. Let me explain. Let me explain. Okay. The only consistency that people want is if something happens, you expect a certain range of responses. Okay. So if let's say the power plant gets blown up and they simply go into the power plant, what's gonna happen? And people expect the cops are gonna show up. The cops are gonna do this. The cops are gonna do that. And there's a range of acceptable responses. And the problem lately is that something happens and we are definitely hitting the casino, or we will be successful, or we're gonna breach the vault. And now the response to the initial thing, which was the blow up power plant, is completely altered. Where it's not the normal response. Now it's full SWAT team, Rhino, every officer on duty that comes to the same call that's been happening for weeks. Why today? Why now? That's the only concern people have been having. If the response was the same every day to the same stimuli or the same events, nobody would care. The problem is that we never reached the vault and we never got there. And we blew up the power plant like, let's say, 45 times, right? But the one time that we blow it up and we're gonna reach the bottom vault, the cops show up with a full SWAT team almost before we even get down the elevator. Actually, before we get down the elevator. That's the problem. Is that it seems like, I'm not blaming anybody, based on information that they sometimes can't have, they have an accelerated and escalated response. And that's the root of the problem. And if that was to help RP, nobody would be mad. If this was to make the RP better. But the problem is that when I wake up early and I spend 3 hours getting a fucking rocket, and the whole plan behind the scenes is to hide in a bush and rocket the car that's been parked in the same location for 3 weeks, right? And the one time I have the rocket that's been the entire day to get, they don't park there? Come on, man. It just doesn't make sense. And I don't have to be this crazy guy to lead the pitchforks and this big OC hater. Everybody can agree that it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. And that is a consistency problem that we're missing. Okay? It's as simple as it is. And if somebody could come up with a valid explanation on why these things happen and why they're so always lined up, I'll be full ears and whatever, dude. If you think that it was better for RP that I rocket the ground 3 times on targets that can't die because they have invincibility and they're pushing in a stage with full immunity instead of rocketing a fucking Rhino and taking out 3 or 4 members out of 20 to make a cool event and a big explosion, then I don't know what to tell you. Okay, I don't know what to tell you. Okay? I hope this cleared up some misconceptions, and on that, I'm out. Goodbye, chat. See you. Much love. Bye. It's good.